Ready whenever you are, Michael.
I believe music can change the world. Magic.
There's a familiar feeling that hits the moment the new trailer for Michael begins. Not excitement in the usual sense, but wait, expectation. The kind that comes with telling a story everyone thinks they already know. And from the very first seconds, it's clear this film isn't trying to rush past that pressure. It leans into it. The long-awaited biographical film Michael has officially released a new trailer, and with it comes a promise that's both ambitious and dangerous. This isn't just the story of a pop star. This is the story of a figure whose name became a genre, a movement, and a contradiction all at once. Before we begin, would you please support me? Subscribing is free and very important to me. Please subscribe for better analysis and more videos. The film traces the life of Michael Jackson from childhood, beginning with his early days as the lead singer of the Jackson 5, and follows his transformation into one of the most recognizable entertainers in human history. But what stands out immediately is the tone. This isn't framed as a greatest hits victory lap. It's positioned as something more intimate, more personal. The trailer suggests a film interested not only in what Michael became on stage, but who he was when the lights went out. We see glimpses of a child pushed into the spotlight, a teenager balancing talent with expectation, and an artist slowly realizing that creative ambition comes at a cost. Fame here isn't glamorous, it's isolating, and the film appears determined to explore that tension without flinching. At the center of it all is Jaafar Jackson, making his feature film debut in the role of his famous uncle. Casting Michael Jackson is arguably one of the most impossible challenges in modern biographical cinema. Physical resemblance alone isn't enough. The performance has to carry history, memory, and myth. Jaafar's casting was finalized in December 2023 after an intense 2-year search, and the trailer gives a clearer sense of why the filmmakers committed to him. It's not just the look, it's the movement, the posture, the way the performance seems to slip into Michael's rhythm rather than imitate it. Jaafar isn't new to music or the spotlight. As the son of Jermaine Jackson, he grew up surrounded by the industry. He began singing at age 12 and released his first single, Got Me Singing, in 2019. He's appeared in family-related projects like The Jacksons' Next Generation, but this film marks his first major acting role. And it's not a small one. The responsibility here is enormous. According to the production team, even Michael Jackson's mother Catherine gave her blessing to the casting decision, saying Jaafar reminded her of Michael and seemed to embody his spirit. Jaafar himself has publicly expressed gratitude and humility, calling it an honor to bring his uncle's story to the screen. Behind the camera, the film is directed by Antoine Fuqua, a filmmaker known for balancing intensity with character-driven storytelling. Fuqua has described Jaafar's performance as something that goes beyond resemblance, emphasizing that there's an emotional authenticity that needs to be experienced rather than explained. The script is written by John Logan, whose background in epic character studies sets expectations for a story that doesn't shy away from complexity. And that complexity is essential here. Michael Jackson's life cannot be reduced to a single narrative. It was filled with brilliance, ambition, vulnerability, and controversy. The trailer doesn't attempt to resolve those contradictions. It acknowledges them. We see moments of creative triumph. We also sense isolation, the pressure of expectation, the loneliness that can exist even at the center of global attention. There are brief but telling shots of Michael off stage, away from crowds, reminding viewers that the man behind the icon lived a life largely hidden from public understanding. The supporting cast reinforces the film's scale and seriousness. Colman Domingo takes on the role of Joe Jackson, the family patriarch whose influence was both foundational and controversial. Nia Long portrays Catherine Jackson, offering what appears to be a grounded, emotional counterbalance. Miles Teller steps into the role of John Branca, Michael's longtime entertainment lawyer, while Laura Harrier portrays music executive Suzanne de Passe. The cast expands even further with Cart Graham as Diana Ross and Lawrence Tate as Motown founder Berry Gordy, anchoring the story within a broader cultural and industry context. Michael's siblings are also represented, with actors portraying Jermaine, Marlon, Tito, Jackie, and LaToya, reinforcing the idea that this isn't just one man's story. It's a family history intertwined with American pop culture. The official synopsis describes Michael as a cinematic portrait of one of the most influential artists the world has ever known. But what's interesting is how much emphasis is placed on the man beyond the music. The film promises insight into Michael's life away from the stage, alongside the creative drive that pushed him towards some of the most iconic performances in modern entertainment. That balance matters. Biopics often struggle between worship and criticism. From what the trailer suggests, Michael is attempting something more nuanced. It doesn't ignore the spectacle, but it doesn't rely on it either. The story seems to ask viewers to sit with the contradictions rather than explain them away. The project is produced with the support of the Jackson family and backed by Lionsgate and GK Films, signaling both scale and intention. This isn't a quiet indie portrait. It's a major studio release with global expectations, and those expectations are unavoidable. Michael Jackson's influence stretches across generations, cultures, and continents. Telling that story invites scrutiny from every angle. The trailer doesn't claim to have all the answers. Instead, it invites viewers to witness the journey from a gifted child to a visionary artist driven by relentless creative hunger. The film is scheduled for theatrical release on April 24, 2026. And whether audiences come for nostalgia, curiosity, or something deeper, one thing is certain. This is not a story people will watch casually. Have you ever seen Michael Jackson? Share your memories of him in the comments. If you've stayed with me this far, you already understand what's at stake here. This isn't just about recreating performances. It's about confronting legacy. And legacy, especially one this powerful, never comes without shadows. Until next time, keep questioning the stories we think we know, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.